Hello, welcome, beautiful souls. My name is Sadhana, and today is Thursday night tarot chat, metaphysical chat, and I want to welcome you to join in the conversation. And tonight, I am going to share with you a couple of new decks that have arrived today from Uusi. And also, I'm going to talk a little bit about a new project of mine, which is a Facebook group. And I'm going to talk a little bit about what's going on inside that Facebook group and how I'm going to celebrate the grand opening of that. So welcome. Thanks for being here tonight. And I think I'd like to start with talking a little bit about the cards that have come my way and my experience with ordering from Uusi in Canada, because these are not, this is just some information that you might want to be aware of. So I ordered two decks. One is the Pagan playing cards, and I will turn the cam in just a little bit and we can have a look at this deck, as well as I just received the Materia Prima, which is an absolutely stunning, stunning oracle deck, as well as the guidebook that goes through that. So I thought we could have a look at both of these decks and talk a little bit about the logistics of ordering from this company, as well as do, I want to talk a bit about new moons and new moon readings, because that's going to be part of the party on Sunday as well. So we'll get to all of that. So why don't we have a look at the playing cards? And this deck, I put the name of the deck in the description box below so you can check it out there. And hello to Brenda. So this is the beautiful box that the cards come in. And I have taken off the cello, and so I'm just going to open at the bottom. It's just an absolutely gorgeous box. And I know these do come in another color as well too, but I decided to order these ones. This is my first playing card deck from Uusi. Oh, look at this. Oh, they are so beautiful. How many of you use playing cards for readings? Or do you just collect playing cards? Do you collect playing cards? I guess that's another question. Because there are so many beautiful deck creators out there. There are so many deck creators out there that are creating amazing playing cards. Hello, Jen. I'll just turn this camera a little bit so you can see me. So yeah, wow, this is very stunning. I'm assuming this is the Joker. Wow. I've never actually, I don't think I've done a video on my playing card collection. That would be something worthwhile doing. And I will turn these around the other way. Oh my goodness. Okay. And of course we won't go through the minors, the minors slowly, but it has a little bit of feel of Pagan Otherworlds, doesn't it? And these are the backs, the same as the box that I just showed you. And we'll go through to the Jack. I think one of my favorite playing card decks is from Dead on Paper. I have a few of theirs. This is gorgeous. Can you see? Yeah, the light's pretty good. It's a bit, well, it's called Pagan. What's the name of the card? You could actually use it in conjunction with Pagan Otherworlds if you have that deck. That would make a really nice pairing of decks. It's just called Pagan playing cards. And the King of Spades. There's a real simplicity. I'm just going to pull this up and have a look and see if I can read. So on the aces we have, I can't even read. The light is quite dim where I am right now. So, and then there is the Queen of Clubs. And let's look at that in comparison to the Queen of Spades. This is just like the, so here's a close-up. This, there we go. Right, same bear as in the, sorry, it's too hard to do that. The Pagan Otherworlds. So yeah, Jack, Queen. Not sure where I'm at here. Oh, I'm going the wrong way. No, I'm not. There's the Ace of Clubs. I must have not unpacked the deck the right way. Ooh, the King of Hearts is amazing. So there's the King of Hearts. Queen of Hearts. Jack of Hearts. I feel like we've missed a suit. I feel like I've missed a suit entirely. Oh, there we go. Ace of Diamonds we need. No. We saw the ace. Maybe we just didn't. We'll just look at a few more. So there's the Jack of Diamonds. Oh, the Queen of Diamonds is stunning. And then the King of Diamonds is totally lost in the thickets. So yeah, so this is it's really beautiful. And the paper is not white to white. It's a slightly off white. So really beautiful. They have quite a few playing cards on their site. I was quite surprised at that, actually. And I've only recently started collecting playing cards. Hello, my voice tarot and Moon Chariot. Hello, hello. So this is the guidebook for Materia Prima. And it is beautiful gold paper. It's the same size guidebook as the Pagan Otherworlds. Really beautiful quality paper. And inside the book, the images are the same coloration as the cards. And the timing of this is so very beautiful. And I wasn't sure how I was going to tie in. I wanted to talk about altars and new moons and rituals and things tonight, how I was going to tie this in. And there's something really, I think, profound actually about this deck. In a time where our consciousness, our awareness of the finite matter around us is becoming more and more important. And the way that the creators write about this in the introduction as well as the conclusion of this book is really something. And I just wanted to share with you a couple of lines from this so you could get a sense of the intention of this book. This is from the introduction. This is, I guess it's written jointly by Linnea and Peter. Linnea Gitz and Peter Dunham. And so it is, all things in life are collective. Nature is inescapably cooperative. We share with the stars, the clouds, the bees, and each other the same elements that created the complicated world we live in. This cooperative endeavor forms life and is the bewitching mystery of the periodic table. The materia prima is our unified existence. What if we thought of the elements, all the matter of this world, as one of us? cavorting hybrids, part human and part granular, anatomic expression that captures our mind and body as well as our heart. What if we looked at all matter using our souls? Could we speak with straightforward authority about it? Would science listen? We think it would not only listen, but tell us frankly, it's time. It's really quite profound, the way they've written this. The last card that they talk about in the deck is Copernicus. So I don't know where the accent goes on this. Copernicum. We leave the mathematical enigma Copernicum, the riddle that began this charted journey. No matter how you measure it, calculate, dissect, distill, or combine it, the mystery always delivers the same message, the same number, the golden number. We want to think that the golden number is love, and its ardent, magical destination is within all of life, all matter. Love is our materia prima, and it is visible in our world's circulatory wholeness, which exquisitely sustains our universe, complex and diverse, majesty within the spiritual serenity of the eternity. Love gives us the soulful courage to bear and endure all, and with it, we cannot fail. And so, though I just opened this package today and started to read the guidebook for different cards, I'm starting to sense that this is a deck about deep cellular connection. How many of you have sat in meditation at a distance from a rock or a tree or some aspect of nature, or maybe even at your own altar, and some aspect of the altar started to come alive? Perhaps you saw orbs, or you saw the aura of a crystal. And I think that's what this deck is for. This deck is for us to start to anatomically recognize this solid matter that is all around us. And it is so beautifully, poetically written. And so what I'm planning to do is to work with one card at a time until I get to know the deck. There are 84 cards in the deck. I am not a chemist. Chemistry was not my forte. I did not study it at university, but I'm interested in this from a spiritual perspective, at a spiritual level, and how these elements have been used in ways for destruction, or they've been taken from the earth and used in a way that has created a toxic substance for us as humans. So I'm just utterly fascinated. So hello to everybody else who's coming in here. Jillian Pierce, welcome. Apurva, hello. Long hair, skinny eyed toe. I always have a hard one running that one off my tongue. So let's have a look at Materia Prima. I'm not really going to go through the system the way that it's organized. Let me just go back to the screen here. If you're interested in seeing more playing cards, let me know, and I will put together a video of my little playing card collection. It's not many, but it's fun. And there's a couple of Lenormand decks actually that I use as well too, when I like to take them when I'm traveling, because you can use it for gameplay as well as for as an oracle. So yeah. So this is really, really beautiful. Havana Star, welcome. Hello. And so the subtitle for this deck is An Expression of Matter. So I have taken off the cello and I have not opened this up yet. So this is brand new. I did watch Casper the Boy Diviner did a video. Okay, so this is the last card, I guess. This is the one I was talking about just now, Copernican. And they're, oh my God, they're so beautiful. These are, I unfortunately, oh, I have a Pagan Otherworlds card here. I just want to compare the stock. They feel a little bit no, they're the same. They're exactly the same. We're going to use the moon cards tonight for a little bit of a reading. Okay. And so I'll go through these quite quickly. And when I was watching Casper's walkthrough, I really got a feeling of particular tarot cards as well too. And I did read the hydrogen description, and it definitely has there are keywords. So for example, I'll share a few of these with you. This one I believe was fertility. It has a real Empress kind of energy about it. Birth, fertility, infinite, beginning, center, creator, and mother. And so we get the, in the guidebook, we are given the number on the periodic table. And then there's a little bit of scientific information, a little bit of information about how humans have used the element, but not a lot. And so I think for some of these elements, I'm actually going to do a little bit of research as I draw the cards. Carbon. If I turn the light up a little bit, I might need a little bit more light. There, that's better. Oh, this is amazing. Look at this one. I'm going to just put them down one at a time, I think. Wow. What does that feel like Atlas to you? And then what court card would that be a court card, or would that be, that's really quite something. Wow. And look, in the description, they say that this could be used as a tarot deck. So creatively, as you develop your associations with these cards, this could very well be the Lover's card. And isn't that a really interesting element to have as the Lover's card? Oxygen. Fluorine. Ooh, and here we go, like totally High Priestess energy. Oh, wow. Aluminum. Think of the lightness of aluminum and how strong and light aluminum is. This is very clever. And the guy in the handstand. The name of the deck, Jonathan, is Materia Prima. It's in the description box below. It's by Uusi. Wow. Silicon. Wow. Look, so calcium is a mollusk. That's really clever. And so it's what I want to say. In the description, in the introduction, they say it is a tarot/oracle. And there are 84 cards. So, you know, it's definitely not a standard tarot deck. It is more like an oracle deck. Here's Krypton. Oh, look at that. It's a very well balanced deck with the masculine and the feminine. That's one thing that really, really struck me. Oh, look at this one. This is Molly B. Denham. So there we've definitely got a page. I haven't noticed any other pages. Rhodium. So there's definitely a pair for this one. So the card that I said looked like Atlas. So here we have Palladium. So we could put those together as the king and queen of a suit. And I don't know if you've noticed, but you know, some of the cards are going to line up. So in a spread, and I think at the end we'll see that there's a few cards that are intended to do that. That's antimony. Wow. Okay, so who is this? Xenon, right? Noble gas inside the bubble. And to me, this looks like a Queen of Swords, but I'm sure these initial impressions will change after I look at this a little bit more. Maybe not though, because there's so much lightness in that, the way she's sitting on that orb, on that sphere. Let me know which queen. I mean, she is holding a sword, but this is so fun. And in the guidebook, there are no references to the tarot. So this is a totally personal journey to kind of reflect on. Wow, look at the iridium. She's got the fabric like all swirling around her. And so we have this opportunity here with many, many layers to look at what is the quality of the element, how have humans used or abused the element, and then how does that element support or speak to the energy of a particular tarot card. And here, look, platinum. It's like these two, platinum and iridium, are almost in a dance together. When I saw this deck, I just had this funny feeling. It was something that Ostatine. And I want to read you the guidebook for Lithium. This is really something. It's quite a bit. Maybe I won't. I'm just going to read you a couple of sentences. It's just so beautifully written. Energized with a brilliant glow of long life, Lithium is from the old command, that trinity of original elements, hydrogen, helium, and lithium, who actively drove away the eternal night and brought a new rebellious order into being. From this ancient world, the secrets of all things were born. Just skipping on, by the astonishing truth we learned from Lithium when our souls suddenly discovered it, the ancient secret is coolly shared, was death. Drifting in the snow-white immensity of Lithium's powerful embrace is the irremediable catastrophe. Lithium became the heart of our atomic bomb, and within our own heart, this enigmatic contradiction of lithium strangely waits as well. It wishes us a long and spirited life, but is willing to take the very last blade of grass from the earth if we ask it. So the description really feels, like a tower card, but it's okay. So I'll go a little more quickly. There's 84 cards, but you get the gist of this. Wow. So I don't know if you can see this, but in the boron, we have a reflection in the sphere here. Sodium. Magnesium. Yes, the guidebook is sold separately. And then for phosphorus, there's no human, just a plant. Sulfur. Okay, so argon. What are you picking up from argon? Potassium, scales. There's a few cards that look like that have a hermit vibe to them. Titanium. Titanium as strength. Jonathan says argon has a 4 of cups or Queen of Cups vibe. Where did argon go? That's kind of like, would be fun to lay out all the cards and then to put them in order. So chromium is actually kind of bizarre. This is, it might be a clock face. I didn't read that card in the guidebook. And there's iron. Okay, so for cobalt, it really has a temperance vibe to it. And is it Aphrodite coming out of the shell, coming out of the sea? Which of the goddesses was born from the sea? Nickel. Copper. I'm assuming copper is Venus. And then zinc is another great yogi. And this one, gallium, looks like the Fool. Aphrodite, thanks, Savannah Star. Germanium. Oh, look at arsenic. There you go. Arsenic looks like death to me with that cage. Copper looks like temperance as well. Hello, well-tempered Claire. I'm not sure if I said hello to you. Bromine and rubidium. Okay, so there we have a knight of something. It'll be hard to if that's something that you were going to that I'm going to do is to decide which are the knights, because there's quite a few strong masculine energy cards. Zirconium. Okay, I can't quite figure out what this one is. Okay, so to me, this one looks like this is the hair, and then this person is leaning forward over the orb, over the sphere. Okay, and so perhaps moon for, oh, I don't even know how to say that. Technetium. Silver. What does that remind you of? Silver. Two of Cups, maybe? Cadmium. Cadmium looks pretty obvious to me. This is kind of fun, actually. Indium could be a page. Do you get 10 of Wands vibe with cadmium? Okay, so for tin, we have a wolf. A wolf. And for iodine, we have a mermaid. That is interesting. Barium. Lanthanide. Okay, so on the next card, there are several elements. For those of you that are chemists, you'll know what this series is. And then we have another wolf or wild dog is tungsten. Okay, Mercury. So Mercury, which tarot card is Mercury associated with? Mercury is, drawing a blank here. I was just teaching this the other day. Thallium. Lead. Bismuth. Apurva. Is Apurva still here? Apurva, isn't this the name of one of the main characters in the Bhagavad Gita? Isn't it bismuth? When I saw that, I actually didn't realize that was the name of an element. Hi again, Moon Chariot. Mercury is associated with Gemini. Okay, so Gemini. And Gemini is also the Lover's card. Polonium. Radon. Francium. Yeah, it's really intense. And then here's another one of these series cards. So I'm going to have to read up about that. This next card, Rutherfordium, has wings on the back. And then we have, this is the first card where we've had a rear. Oh, this is one of the series cards. So let me do this. Like this. And this, and this. Okay, I'm going to have to zoom out so you can see this. Oh, the camera's not far enough. Sorry, I can't adjust the camera anymore. So there's those two, and then this one. So the ones that are series all, oh, that's fine. You can see it. They all fit together, those groups of 4 cards. And this is interesting. So this card, it's not the title. Well, it's not, it wasn't, it's, here it is in the deck, in the middle or the end of the deck. And this is the one that is the title card. So I wonder why they chose Hassium as their title card. Very interesting. Okay. Now I feel like I've messed something up here. I'll have to show you them separately. So I believe there's three of those group cards where you can put things together. So amazing. I will have to figure all of that out. So really beautiful. Now I can turn that light down again so I don't get anyway, very excited. And so for those of you that missed the beginning, I read a little bit from the guidebook, and it's intense. It's intensely connected to spirit. And I think this deck is asking us to connect at a subatomic level, to connect, to feel spirit and see spirit. And this is something that I'm always, I don't know. And I think even when I was a little kid, I wanted to do that, like I wanted to take I wanted to hold the shell. Well, I do this sometimes, like I'll meditate on a shell and I'll see the aura of the shell and, like see it vibrating. And yeah, I think this deck is asking a lot of us as humans to find that connection. So amazing. And of course, beautiful, beautiful Uusi cardstock. So maybe I'll shuffle and we'll do a reading. I'll do one card. So next on the schedule for tonight is my Facebook group. And I finally, so the page is there. It's sitting there waiting for anybody who's interested to join. And the big announcement is on Sunday. And I've been thinking about this over and over. So on Sunday, I'm going to go live in the Facebook group. And I would love for a whole bunch of people to join in the chat live. And right now inside the Facebook group, the live link is Zoom, but I actually think I'm going to do it in StreamYard so that as I'm doing I'm going to tell you what we're going to do, that I can shift the screen so that we can see the large screen. I just don't like, it's easier to work in StreamYard than Zoom. So I'm going to change that link. So for those of you that get there before I change it, I'm going to change the Zoom link to a StreamYard link. And I would love if a whole bunch of you were live. So my plan is to have a grand opening party inside the Facebook group. And I have been thinking about this for ages and ages. I want to have a place where I can nerd out about yoga, where I can leave guided meditations. I want to chat about the festivals and the holidays. I want to understand the spiritual traditions of Kwanzaa. I want to know something special about your Hanukkah traditions. I want to know. I want to connect, and I want us to find that. And I've talked about Japan before and the profound experiences I had when I lived there, and that was the place. I probably in a Shinto shrine where I had one of those experiences where I saw into the ether and felt deeply the connection, the profound connection of matter and human, but also the beyond spiritual, beyond organized religion, like the connection of spirituality. And so I have so many amazing ideas of things I want to do. I would love to do mini workshops and maybe have book club if somebody wants to do books. I'm going to do weekly readings. And what I would like to do is, I've chosen the deck for the first lunar cycle, and maybe I will use the same deck for 2 lunar cycles. We could use it also as a study deck within the group. And so there'll be a lot of different things going on there. Okay, so let's do the reading first. I want to pull a card, and I'll read you from the guidebook. So of all the 84 cards in this deck, which element most represents the intention and the energy of Sadhana's new Facebook group, Sadhana's Healing Room? And yeah, so and how is that? How can that element support those who walk this journey with me? Okay. Whoa. Okay. This was the strange one. This is the one with the clock on the face. I'm very curious to read this one. So if any of you are chemistry people, I'm going to go to the guidebook and see what it says about chromium. Maybe that's not even a clock. Page 69. Okay, so 24th element on the periodic table. The keywords are colorful, outspoken, provocative, outrageous, and intoxicating. Interesting. A robust and colorful character, chromium is all polish and panache, with a hint of splashy about her. Fiery passion is also on view with this richly hued beauty. Skilled in the art of solar attraction, her defiant intelligence awakens in her partners a blaze of brilliant color, while lesser suitors turn dull green or turbid red blood with lust and envy. Those caught in the latter are trapped by this kaleidoscopic entity, worshiping her with a vulgar and possessive eye. For the lucky companions favored with her playfulness, she is an accomplished collaborator, willing to bring them the ultimate heights of their being. Oh my God, that is so funny. So funny. Chromium. I guess this is going on the altar. Okay. That's funny. Yes, that would be fun. I like Andrew's idea. Let me go back and highlight his comment here. Okay, so I said in the title tonight that I wanted to talk about altars. And part of this is so on Sunday, for those of you that join in, that we can do a few of these activities together. As you know, the energy for this new moon is intense, intense. And that solar eclipse energy at that new moon is, you know, it's just a huge exclamation mark. And I feel like this is an opportunity to really not only close out this year with a transformative energy, but it's like a big bang taking us into 2021 with, like, I feel like the intentions that we set during this meeting are huge, really, really huge. So here's what I want to do. So excited, I'm coughing. Okay. So here's what I want to do. Well, my plan is to open the directions. So I want to create a sacred space. So I'm going to call in the directions and do that. And then together, I'm going to demo creating an altar. And the intention of this altar is that this altar is the altar for the group. And then I'm going to photograph the altar and then put that altar on the it's not called the banner. What's it called? The cover photo for the group. And so I'm going to just hide that one. Let's go back down here to this one. Okay. I just love altars. Outdoors, indoors, near the front door, in my bedroom, kitchen windowsill, right here. Like, sacred space to me is hugely important, and it changes the vibe of everything. And I'm really so fortunate where I live. There's several people that have created altars in nature, in lots of different places. And I'm sorry, this camera is really close, so I don't know how. Yeah, maybe we'll skip the candle. Okay, so I just want to go over a couple of things that are really important to me in altar creation. And I'm going to probably go out into nature and collect a few things so that the altar has a feel of the season, and it is fresh. This is so the element of earth is really important to me on the altar. And the element of, this is like a little fairy door. My daughter makes these. We have them all over the house. It has moss and twigs and all kinds of beautiful things on it. And the element of earth is often represented. People, use crystals on their altars. And there's different ways to represent the earth. Sometimes a potted plant, just the dirt, I find is really an amazing way to represent the earth. And I think it was around the time when I did my shamanic training that I reconnected with rocks in a big way. This almost spherical piece of granite, I don't know where I picked that up, but I seem to find just amazing pieces of rocks. And I like to have the earth well represented in my altar. And it's just an element that carries so much energy for me. And when I create an altar, I see the element of earth as the divine feminine. So it is the Shakti energy. And it grounds everything and it holds the altar together. It just has this, I don't know, it's such an important part of the altar. And so when you look at an altar that I create, it might appear to be imbalanced in the element of earth. But for me, it's essential to our wellness, and it is also essential to the altar. And so I have a lot of earthy elements in my altars. Fire, I just showed you a candle. I either have, I'll probably have a few candles for the altar that I build on Sunday, because I'm planning to do like a long, it'll be like a cover, right? So it'll be a long altar. So I'll probably have 3 candles for the Trinity, I'm thinking, and whatever Trinity you associate with that with. So fire and earth. Now one of the other elements that's really important to me is ether and air. And it's hard sometimes to differentiate between ether and air in an altar. And so it depends on your associations with sound. But for me, sound is connected to the element of ether. And I either have a singing bowl or a bell. And usually I like to have a brass bell. This is a really pretty one. It doesn't have a particularly high sound. One of the things that I learned from one of my teachers was, and it actually drives me crazy because I'm very sensitive to sound, is to ring a bell. So to ring a bell increases the frequency of the space. And so often at the beginning of a gathering, as she's chanting and stuff, she's ringing the bell, ringing the bell, ringing the bell, ringing the bell to shift the frequency and raise the frequency. It's just, of course, you can do that with smoke and other things too, but bells and sound are really, really important. I have a lot of feathers, and so feathers are always a part of the altars that I create. This is from a heron. I found this on the beach, and yeah, I just feel I have a lot of really special flowers that the birds have gifted to me, owl feathers and different ones, and they all carry a different frequency. And I try to have a couple of different feathers representing the element of air. So I'm curious what other things that you use on your altar to symbolize the element of air, because it's a tricky one to get that represented. So yeah, air. I mean, you could, I don't have an atham. If I had an atham, I might place that on the altar, but I don't have any kind of a sacred knife or a sacred sword. So that could be there as well too. And then the element of water. So the element of water is essential. I have a bunch of little tiny vases that I fill with water, and I put fresh flowers usually on the altar. I always have Florida water, and I use the Florida water for the opening of the directions. It's part of the process of opening the directions. But another thing that's always on my altars are shells. And shells for me symbolize water. And sometimes depending on the shape of the shell, sometimes it is placed in an upward direction to represent a cup as well too. And this one wouldn't be, just because of its shape. It would be placed face down. So that's kind of what I do with water. And so I really consciously make sure that all of the elements are placed on the altar. And so the reason I'm sharing this with you is if you want to create an altar with me on Sunday and you haven't done an altar, or you haven't shifted up your altar for Yule, maybe you want to do it together if you're going to join the party on Sunday. So the 5 elements are equally balanced, or like I said, earth is always heavy on my altars. The other thing is that I sometimes through crystals, sometimes through statuary. I have a I use sometimes I use statuary to represent the divine masculine and the divine feminine. And saying that, I don't even know if you can see these, but this is Hanuman. So I would place Hanuman, sorry, this is left. This is Durga riding tiger. So I would place a representation of the divine feminine on the left and a representation of the divine masculine on the right. And like I said, sometimes I will do that with crystals, like up on my altar right there. I have on one side I have a clear quartz egg, and on the other side I have a Shiva lingam, and their energy really balances off each other. And so it doesn't have to be statuary when I do this. And I switch up my altars pretty much every I'm just looking to change the screen. Every new moon, I try to do it. And sometimes I miss a new moon, and so I'll do it on a Sabbath, and then I will have a particular flowers or particular energy for the Sabbath. And also I celebrate a lot of the yogic celebrations as well too. So for Navaratri, it was all about the goddess, and the whole altar was full of amethyst and clear quartz and goddess cards, and it was very, very, very feminine. Lots of copper. Oh, here's another thing. So this is something else I do. So when I create an altar, I don't know, tell me if any of you do this. I like to connect the energy of all of the objects on the altar. So much like making a crystal grid. So I will consciously connect the divine feminine, the divine masculine. I'll connect earth to water. I'll connect earth to fire, earth to air, earth to ether. Sometimes if I feel like, I don't know, water needs to be connected to air, like I use a wand. I have a lot of wands. I have some wooden ones that I've picked up, like sticks that are absolutely magical. I have like copper ones and crystal ones. And yeah, so I find wands there's something about that connection. And this is something that I learned from making crystal grids. So yeah. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to create an altar for the group. I should check in with what you guys are. Yeah, this is a really interesting, and I know the unethical mining is a huge, huge issue. So our being conscious, if it's possible, where you are collecting rocks from. And that's one of the reasons why the shamanic tradition of, actually this is quite light, collecting the rocks yourself has tremendous power and potency. And there's always intention about white rocks or black rocks or the colors of the rocks. It's not about the crystal components of the rocks. It has to do with the frequency of the color of the rocks usually, or the shape of them. I'm just going through so air. So it's interesting, we have different perspectives. So for me, burning sage is ether, because smoke represents ether. It's just the way that I think around it. And candles represent fire. So we have different perspectives, and that's totally cool. That's beautiful. Beautiful, Andrew. One of the, I mean, wind is such a huge transformer of energy. And so to stand in the wind and be in the wind, if you can really embrace that, it's a massive transformer of energy. Hello, Annette. I don't know if I said hello to you. Good. Well, I'm glad that resonated with you. Okay, so here is your homework if you're going to join in. So what I'm going to, I just need to do my, okay, sorry, that's step 4. We'll come to step 4. And then after that, I'm going to guide you through a letting go ceremony, a release ceremony. So I'm going to give you an opportunity to let go of something. And I'll give you lots of suggestions for how to follow through on that and how to take that intention with you into this moon cycle and to carry it forward into the 2021. Now, usually releasing ceremonies I do at the full moon, but because I'm creating this Facebook group, I want to come into it empty. I want to come into it clean and fresh. And so I thought it might be nice to do a little bit of releasing and letting go. And then after that, I'm going to have some dirt and I'm going to get some seeds. I haven't decided which seeds I'm going to use, and I'm going to actually plant some seeds in dirt. And this is something that whether you're joining me or not, I think it's a beautiful idea because this new moon is so powerful. And if you were to plant seeds, literally plant seeds, and then put an intention into each of those seeds, and then allow it to grow, watch it to grow. So we're going to do that. And then I'm going to take you through a guided meditation to process the planting of the seeds and the setting of intentions. And then I thought we could pass the talking stick so we could all take turns and share something. So, and if you want to drink tea, you want to drink wine, you want to make this a party, you want to wear a party hat, that's all totally cool as well too, because I think, unfortunately, we can't really sing because of the timing and the delays and all of that. It'd be fun to sing a song or something or do some chanting, but it's near impossible when we're all in different, how the delays and all of that. It's really weird. So we won't sing, but we can definitely laugh and talk and share a story and pass that around. So yeah. So I've put the link. Actually, I think I have it still in cut and paste. It's in the description box below. And like I said, if you, oh my God, my daughter she's so funny. She plays her video games and she gets so excited and she screams. She screams and laughs. She's so exuberant. It's hilarious. What was I saying? Oh, yeah. So nobody's in there. I'm the only one in the group. So there's a couple of things when you get in there. There's a thread to introduce yourself with some prompts for that. And I'm going to change the link for the party. So the link for the party is not going to be on Zoom. It'll be on StreamYard. And you can either just jump in the chat and join in the chat, or if you want to show your face, then you can show your face. And I will make sure that you get your face up on the screen. I think I can have 10. And then if I have to toggle people in and out, then I can do that as well too. So yeah, so that's Sunday. And yeah, and so the deck that I'm going to use for this, lunar cycle, the word was failing me, is the Enchanted Tarot. And I talked a little bit about this deck in my winter decks video. first of all, this is a deck that I haven't used a lot. And I just love the quilting, the connections in the deck, the way the threads and all the fabrics are intertwined. I love the mythology, the history. And I just thought it was a really beautiful deck to work with this lunar cycle. And I might carry it, like, as I said, for 2 lunar cycles. So on Sunday nights, I'm going to prepare the reading, and then I'll post it on Sunday nights or Monday mornings every week. And so you can check in for that. And I'm planning on posting Monday, Wednesday, Friday at least. And there'll be a Facebook Live as well every week. So I just need to kind of figure out my schedule. So I hope you can join me. I would really love to connect with some of you more if you're interested. Yeah, so let me know if you have any questions or requests or things you would like to learn or share or study. I'm just really, really happy about this, that it's all coming together. And this is something that I do in the summer. I grow a lot of lettuces, and you're always reseeding the lettuces, and I try to plant my seeds on new moons, and it's amazing. It's amazing. We had so much intention in our vegetable garden this year. I think it really helped with the abundance of the garden. Sherry Bug, hello to you. Okay, so there we are. Little bit of Uusi and a little bit of what's going on with me. And I'm going to be on YouTube Friday and Saturday. So you're going to see a lot of my face. Tomorrow is a group chat, and the thumbnail is already up. There's going to be a whole bunch of us talking about intentions and tarot and other things moving into 2021. The tag is Mindset 2021. It is a VR to Mendy at the Artistry and Tarot. She did a panel last Sunday. And so tomorrow I'm going to be on with a panel of a few lovely souls. And I believe Jen is still in the chat here. She's one of them. And and all of the questions that are we're going to answer are in the description box of that video. So there might be questions that you want to think ahead about as well too, and so that you can have your answers ready when we get to them, so we can talk back and forth with that. So yeah, really looking forward to that. And Sunday I'm going to do another game. We had so much fun last Saturday with Name the Deck, and I'm going to do it again next. I'm going to do it again this Saturday, same time. So thank you. Thank you all for joining in, and yeah, so stay well. I will hopefully see all of you tomorrow. It's going to be amazing. I just feel honored that everybody said yes, and we're pulling this together. Yeah, and if you have other questions, just make sure you let me know. And we can always adapt, adjust, and accommodate. So stay well, be kind to one another. Yeah, and I'll see you all very soon. Namaste.